Hi, John with Etrailer. If you're looking for an easy way to start flat towing your F-150 behind your coach, look no further. This is Etrailer's tabless base plate kit that we've installed on our 2023 Ford F-150. Now, if you're new to flat towing, there are like 5 essential components that you need to start doing that. It'll be the tow bar itself. You'll need some safety cables. You'll need some sort of supplemental braking system. You're going to need some sort of diode wiring to transmit the electrical signals back. And then mostly in today's video, what we're focusing on is the base plate. And that's going to be this part here that actually attaches to the F-150. That's going to be the physical link up between the tow bar and the truck itself. Now, this base plate kit is powder coated. It's going to have your safety cable loops that you attach on here. Let me get this off of here right now. You can kind of see what it's like to deal with this. Say you've gotten to your destination and you want to unhook from your coach. That's it right there. You're done. If you don't even want these on here, these arms are removable. Give it a 90-degree twist and come out, and you can go down just like this. This is one of the reasons I like this kit. It's quick, it's easy, and it saves basically the look of your Ford up front here. These things go right where your factory tow hooks were. They bolt right up. Now, this kit is going to come with everything that you need to get these installed on your Ford. There may be some drilling that you have to do. As a matter of fact, we didn't have to do that on this truck here. This was one of the easiest base plate installs that I've done. If you want to see how we did it, stick around and we'll show you right now. So to begin our installation, I've got our Ford up on the lifts right now. This particular kit is just going to be replacing the factory tow hooks here. So in order to do that, we need to make some room underneath first. So grab a 7mm socket and we'll come up underneath and remove part of the air dam. So underneath our Ford right here, you'll see the plastic or the rubber air dam here. This is just the support for it. We need to get it out of the way. So if you follow it up here, there's going to be a 7mm bolt way up high. You got one of these on either side that are holding this up. We'll get this out of the way. Let's just give us a little bit more room. Okay, with the other side out, this is going to slide down and just kind of stop. And then we can remove the other 3 bolts on each side that are actually attaching the air dam. So here you can see it sliding down, and these are the 3 bolts I'm talking about. You'll have this on both sides. Okay, you can set this off to the side. Now the next thing we need to do is remove this plastic and rubber tow guard here. The easiest way to do this is to push it back first and get this upper flange. Now, if you want, you can use a pry bar and stuff. I mean, I was able to get the other one out by hand. They are eventually we're gonna pull them out the front here, but you just got to work your way around on these flanges and just pull them out. They're not going to get reused, so don't worry about messing them up. Next, you can grab a 15mm socket. Now, this process is going to be the same on both sides here. There's going to be 2 bolts that are holding the tow hooks on. We need to remove the front one, and then we're going to be reusing them too, so hang on to them. But I'm going to loosen this one. So we remove the front one, and then the back one, I'm going to use an extension on it. We're just going to loosen this up, and it's got like a keyhole slot in it. So we really only need to loosen this just enough. You'll see it just fell right off of there. And then set this off to the side. Next, you can grab one of your base plate tabs. It doesn't matter which one. These are identical, so it doesn't matter. They're not side specific. Now, your kit's going to come with a spacer block. You may or may not use these. This is used on certain models where this front bumper is offset down. You don't have to know that right away. These come in your kit anyway. But what we can do is we'll take the base plate. You already see the keyhole slot. That's going to be for the bolt that we left in there. So, not using the spacer block, I'm going to install this up, and I'm going to lock it in place. And I'm looking at this gap up here. Even when this gets tightened up, we're not going to contact our bumper, so I don't need the spacer block. If you run your base plate in and it's hitting the bumper already, then you can use a spacer block. So for right now, I'm going to take the bolt that we took out. Now this is when you want to use the blue Loctite that came in your kit. We're going to apply the blue Loctite, and we're going to run this up on the nut plate in here. We're going to tighten this down. Now I'm going to leave this front bolt loose, at least a little bit loose right now. What we need to do is we'll come to the second bolt, the one with the keyhole, and we can remove that so we can apply blue Loctite and stick it back up there again. Now the reason we're pulling these bolts out one at a time is there's a nut plate up inside of the frame. We don't want to lose that, so it seems kind of silly to take them out one at a time, but that's why we're doing it. So we can take this, we'll do the same thing. We're going to run this up, but I'm still going to keep it loose. We've got another bolt we need to put in back behind it. Now in the directions, they say to drill out a 1/2-inch hole back here in the frame to allow for the bolt that came in the kit, this 1/2-inch bolt. Well, our Ford today already has the hole, and we're going to fit up there just fine. So that's no big deal, but that's why we also kept this loose, because we need this to line up back here. So that's fine. The spacer block here also needs to go up inside, and in the directions they have us temporarily remove this bolt here that's supporting the radiator core. Well, we have a gap back here, so again, we don't even have to do that. We can slide the spacer block right up inside, and we're going to line this up for the threads right there. Now the kit is going to come with this 1/2-inch bolt. It's going to come with a lock washer and a flat washer. So put the lock washer on, then the flat washer, and then apply blue Loctite. And we'll get that up inside. And then we can torque everything down to the specs that you can find in the installation manual. So I've got the base plate torqued on both sides, and now we can attach the safety chain anchors. Now these are going to be installed on the inside of the vehicle here. You're going to have these bolts here and some spacers and some nylock nuts. So we're going to start with the first hole right here. Make sure again that the tab is bending towards the inside, and we're installing this on the inside. You can run the bolt through just a little bit, and then you can take this spacer block here and then run that through, and then run the nylock nut. Now on the back one, in your kit, you're going to get safety cables. Now these aren't the cables that run in between the two vehicles. This attaches your base plate to the vehicle frame just in the event of a catastrophic failure of one of these parts here. So again, we're going to take the bolt here. We'll run this through that second hole, and then we can take one of the safety cable loops and put your spacer block in the middle of it. Then we're just going to run that through the same way, just like this. So at least this is hanging, and it's on the back one, not the front one. And again, you can do this on both sides exactly like this and torque these bolts down. Again, your specifications will be in the instructions. You'll need a 3/4-inch socket and wrench to run these down. Now with everything torqued, we could loop the safety cables around the frame. In this case, I'm going to go up and I'm going to go behind this crossbar here. We need something that's going to support in the event that we lose it. Now, one thing you want to watch for while you're doing this, you don't want it to rub anything like the cooler lines or fan belts or anything like that. So I'm keeping it nice and close to the frame here. I'm going to run this up and around, and we'll be able to loop back right here. In your kit, you're going to get a set of quick links. You get 4 of them. In our install today, we only need to use 2 of them. And they recommend just looping them around just like this. And again, we've made sure that on this frame, we're connected here. We went behind the supports and we're attached up here. Now, it's optional, but I use a zip tie to kind of snug these up so that they don't rattle when you're going down the road.
We gotta just do something to get crazy out.
Now, once we have these safety cables installed, one of the things I do like about this kit, it includes a bracket for your diode wiring. You can install this anywhere you need to. It's going to be tailored kind of to your specific installation, but this is included in the kit. The other thing I like to do is to test the arms, make sure that these are going to function correctly. So you're going to see holes in the tabs. These are going to go up first like this, and then you're going to rotate them 90 degrees and they'll lock into place, or they should lock into place. And then also make sure that your pins here are going to lock in. And so we've tested this on both sides. Everything's looking good. The only thing left for the installation would be to reinstall the lower air dam support that we took off earlier. Otherwise, that'll complete today's installation of Etrailer's tabless baseplate kit on our 2023 Ford F-150.